So on this channel, we talk a lot about how much we love road trips, and one of the reasons that we decided to move abroad and keep working is that we wanted to be able to work from anywhere. And we thought it would be fun in this video to take you along with us on one of those trips. So today we're going to be talking about a road trip that we're taking from the Silver Coast of Portugal to Provence in France. You know where Provence is.
And I'm Matt.
I'm Dawn.
And we're the unretirees. And last year, as I was approaching the traditional retirement age, we decided we didn't want to retire, but we also didn't want to put off our dream of living abroad and traveling the world either. And so this channel is about living abroad, remote work, and travel and adventure over 50. And be sure to like this video. We'd love for you to subscribe and click the bell notifications so that you never miss an upcoming video. We also have a newsletter that's free and comes out every week, and you can sign up with the link below.
So here's how this came about. Earlier this summer, we took a road trip to the Basque Country of northern Spain and southern France. And we were sitting outside in Biarritz, France, having lunch. And there were just these sweeping views of France. And I just remember thinking, we've got to figure out a way to get back here and to spend some time in the south of France this summer, working from there and really enjoying this live, work, travel lifestyle that we talk so much about. So we were excited to get here. And again, if you've watched our videos, you know how this works, but we keep US work hours. And so what that means is that we've got all morning to explore. So we're here in Provence, but it's not like we're sitting in front of our computer from 9 to 5, more like in the afternoon. We still do that, but
Into the evening.
And into the evening. So this gives us a lot of time to explore in the morning and then work in the afternoon and then go out again in the late evening. And this is perfect for Provence this time of year because as we're filming it, it's August and it is hot. So we're probably going to want to find somewhere cool to stay in the afternoon anyway. Yeah. But that's kind of the backstory on this video.
And it's 94 degrees right now. So
yeah,
it's
feels
hot.
like 104.
Yeah, it's incredible. Thought was that this was going to be a 2-day road trip to get here. So we actually have just arrived, and so there's a lot about this area that we have yet to learn. But the road trip was a couple of days. We had planned, it's about 15 hours to go from Nazaré to where we are in Arles, which is in Provence. And so we decided we were going to break that up into 2 drives. The first drive was 8-9 hour drive to get to San Sebastian in the Basque Country, and then the remaining drive was to get to Arles on the second day. But the first day we stopped in San Sebastian, Spain, which was spectacular, right?
Yeah, the drive to get there we had done before. That drive from Nazaré to San Sebastian we said we did earlier this summer. So we were already familiar with it. Last time when we went, we stopped halfway in Salamanca and we decided not to do that this time. We just drove right through. But I mention that because if you find yourself on a road trip in northern Spain, definitely stop in Salamanca because it is absolutely gorgeous. But one thing that we saw this trip that we didn't see last time because of the time of year is that the further we got into northern Spain, there were just miles and miles and miles of sunflower fields in bloom, and it was really something.
It really was. And so we got to San Sebastian around 5 o'clock in the evening. We got to a hotel. We dropped our stuff. Now we like staying sort of toward the western edge of the cove, and San Sebastian is built on a cove. We like staying on the western edge of the cove and then having a walk to get to Old Town. It's about a 25-minute walk or so. And between that western edge of the cove and Old Town, it's just on the waterfront, and it's just beaches after beaches after beaches. And it's spectacular. It's a great walk during the day. It's a spectacular walk at night. I mean, it really is. It's such a scenic place.
Yeah, San Sebastian, after we visited earlier this summer, I think it quickly went to the top of our list of one of our most favorite places we've ever been. But to be there in August compared to early June was a completely different scene. I like to say they just summer hard in San Sebastian. Everybody there was having a great time. Lots of people at the beach, lots of people in town, lots of people in the water, and it was really great. But as Matt said, we did make the walk from the hotel down to Old Town. Old Town is really where a lot of the tourism is. I mean, it's all over San Sebastian, but after that walk, we had definitely worked up an appetite. And so I don't remember if we talked about this in our previous video about San Sebastian, but it has one of the highest number of Michelin rated restaurants per capita of anywhere, and that means there's lots of great food, but you don't have to pay a fortune to get a great meal in San Sebastian, because one of the most popular things to do is to do a pinchos crawl in Old Town. Now, pinchos are like tapas. They're small plates, but they're really designed to be sort of a snack before the meal. However, a lot of people, including us, love to do a pinchos crawl where you just go from place to place and try a bite here, a bite there. You're not going to have a bad meal in San Sebastian, and you can have as much as or as little as you want, and it's really fun. People just spill out into the street. People are standing there drinking cider. I felt the last time we were there and also this time, it just feels like a big party and everyone's invited. It is the best vibe in San Sebastian.
It really is. I mean, so it's also true that the scenery is very cool.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
And there's some interesting shops there and old churches and old buildings, but it really is the food and the drink is really the centerpiece of why people go there.
And people are so happy there.
People are happy, and it's
really happy. Something else that we will say about San Sebastian is it doesn't operate like a traditional restaurant in a lot of those places. You've got to be really assertive to get fed, because it is crowded. There's lots of people crowding around, and you have to be unafraid to get in there, push your way in, and tell them what you want. And so,
yeah, sort of like in the United States when you go to a crowded bar, you have to push your way up to a bar to tell your order.
Yeah.
But here it's a little bit more intimidating, because not only do you have to push your way up, but you've got to know what you want, and there may be 30 different options, and it's in a different
all in
language.
Spanish. Yeah. If you don't speak Spanish, in Spanish.
So it's a bit of a challenge. One of the things that we did when we were here before is we did a food tour, a Pinchos crawl food tour, which actually helped us get a little more comfortable being more assertive in this situation, and so it worked out well. But for us, we had 3 different pinchos each, and a glass of cider, and it was 23 euros. So it was a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I will say that San Sebastian is probably one of the few places that I feel comfortable not knowing what the ingredients are and just pointing. One of those. And we have done that several times, and it's always worked out great. It is a fun time. We highly recommend San Sebastian.
We may not know exactly what we're eating.
No, but we love it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So we walked back to the hotel. My gosh, I think it was about 7 miles that we walked that day.
Yeah.
This was after this
With
long
our dog.
9-hour drive, right? With our dog. Our dog walked that much as well.
Yeah.
And we were all ready for a good night's sleep.
We don't typically sleep in, but on this trip we did. After that day, we slept in until about 10, and then we headed out to Arles. Now, this part of the trip was brand new for us, and we didn't know what to expect. And we saw a lot more miles and miles of blooming sunflowers. This time of year is just gorgeous. This drive is just gorgeous. If you happen to be a fan of the Tour de France, I do want to mention the really incredible sculpture that we saw at a rest stop. It was, I just want to mention that because it was an incredible sculpture. And then we headed out and from there and landed in Arles about 5 o'clock in the evening. Once again, we just dropped everything off at our Airbnb. anxious to get out, stretch our legs, get something to eat. Fortunately, we're just a couple blocks from town, and it's just a beautiful town here. And so we were able to sit outside and have something to eat and have a nice evening after such a long drive.
Yeah, it really is. It's a special town. I gotta say, before we came, I really didn't have any knowledge about Provence, and Arles is really it's a beautiful old town. Lots and lots of restaurants, lots and lots of things to see. Now, we, of course, on this trip, our plan is to explore a lot of villages throughout this coming week. And we are excited to share our exploration with you. We're going to be filming those things. And on next week's video, we'll be showing you a lot of the places that we visited and some highlights.
But if you want to follow along, definitely follow us on Instagram, where we'll be doing updates throughout the week. And then we're also going to have much more details about our itinerary in our newsletter. So be sure to sign up for that as well.
That's right. So we're excited to have you along. And, if you're interested in watching the video next week, be sure to hit subscribe. If you've already clicked the bell notification, you're going to get that notification as well. And if you want to know more about how we combine work and travel in our lives, be sure to watch this video.
Thanks for watching.